Hello everybody, my name is PeacefulSoul85 and you have just found the new case build video. So, what I'm going to show you here is the completed case that I was working on during this video, okay? And on my lap here, little bit, you see a few little blemishes here. You see this little edge here that I had to cut it off with the Dremel tool, which was a routing bit. I'm yellow, the white balance is way off on my camera, okay. But anyway, basically, so what we have here is it opens up like this so I can access the electronics in it. And you see how close it is on this edge? As close as that is, that's why I had to cut that off. If I would have known that, I would have taken that into account when this panel was actually being built, when it was being cut. What I'm using on the bottom here, you see some little bitty tiny little, they're little magnets. I don't know if you can see those. But what they do is they just click to the case here and hold it shut, so that I can open it and I can close it and I can move it around and it won't come open on me. Okay, you got this panel here. There's nothing in this case yet, obviously. You got this panel on this side, and you've got the back, and you've got the front, which the front doesn't have the cutouts for the buttons or anything yet. I plan on going over these little corners here where it's a little gapped there with a little bit of black, like silicone type caulking or something to match this plastic here. Other than that, the case is actually completely built. So I'm going to show you the actual completing, or the video of me showing you how I did this and what I did to actually make it. And basically, what it is it's a window tint and plexiglass. Oh, that's a little heavy there. So just stay tuned. The video's a little lengthy, I know. I try to cut it a little bit for content and try to speed it up a little bit for content. There's a couple of little songs in there that I like that were actually from the royalty-free music, the Kevin MacLeod stuff. A couple bouncy little songs in there that kind of help things kind of smooth along. But just a little fair warning, the video is a little lengthy. If you looked at the time on this video, you probably flipped out a little bit there. Feel free to go ahead and click off of it if you want and come back to it later if you're interested, and be sure and hit that subscribe button, guys. Pretty soon, the next video, next build video anyway, we will be buying and putting the electronics like the motherboard and the hard drives and the RAM and the power supply and everything else into this case. It's going to be really cool, so stay tuned. I look forward to showing you that next video. Alright? So, without further ado, we'll get into it. Okay guys, what I have here is I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the case here of the new computer. I've got this very old computer case here, which I have removed all of the rivets. They were held in place with just these little rivets here, these little panels that were aluminum. And now I've gone down to Ace Hardware and I've gone and gotten these real thin plexiglass panels, and I've had them cut basically to size. And basically what these have on them, in order to protect the plexiglass, they're actually clear, but what they have on them to protect the plexiglass is a thin stripping. So, and it's on both sides. So basically they are clear as can possibly be. We're going to remove this off of them, and we're going to put this on it. And this is Extreme Limo Black, the window tint for like cars. I'm going to mute this because somebody's trying to hit up my Skype. There we go. But anyway, what this is going to do is it's going to, basically, we don't want any smudges or anything on this. I'm removing this plastic here. We don't want any smudges on this. What this panel is going to do is it's just going to fit over this, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to screw it in place with some, on 4 corners, actually, yeah, this panel here, we're going to go ahead and tint it, but what we're going to do is we're going to screw it in place with these little, they're 1/4 inch self-tapping screws. And we're just going to screw it in each corner here in place so that it stays there. Okay, but after we tint it. So, since I don't have the squeegee here to tint use the window film, I'm going to go ahead and use my credit card here, and I've got to find it. It's in my wallet, which is in my pocket somewhere. Oh, my jeans pocket. So give me one moment here. I also have a box cutter here that I'm going to use. When you work in retail, you come across things like this that you use every day, box cutter, to cut the window film. And I'm actually, let's use an AutoZone rewards card. Why not? I don't think it's going to get dirty or anything, but using my driver's license on here would be kind of probably a bad thing. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to make damn sure that there are no sharp edges. See, like these right here, since the window film's going to be on the inside, these edges here will catch that window film and they'll scratch it and they will tear it. So you don't want that. So what you're going to want to do is going to find our pair of pliers here, which should be around here somewhere. I got a pair of vice grips, that'll work. And what we're going to do is we're just going to bend those edges down and make sure that they're not going to be sharp. So tighten up our vice grips here a little bit. And this is a completely new case mod. This is something that is all entirely my idea. I'm sure there have been other ideas like it, similar, but what this was from, these little edges here, there were little tabs that held in the side panel, and this is the side that the motherboard is going to be on, but the motherboard is going to screw into this little, as you can see here, you can see that there's little screw holes here like that. And that's what these, that's what the motherboard's going to screw into here. Let's see if I can straighten out this camera a little bit more. Yeah. So, and then you've got just a little place here. You got to watch out for dust. And on an old case like this, I tried to clean it up best I can just to make sure that that window, because if that dust gets in between the window tint and the actual film, you're going to have bubbles, little air bubbles. You don't want that. What we're going to do is we're going to very carefully, and I mean very carefully, oh, I got a lot of dust here. We're going to take this window film and we're going to stretch it over, it looks like it's going to be long enough. We're going to stretch it over our window, or basically the case, the window case, basically. Get the sticker off of it here. Sticker off of it. And it's adhesive on one side. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to have to get some soapy water. Just soap and water mixture. And just like Dawn dish soap or what have you. You can even spray it down with regular water if you wanted. But basically, what we want to do, the clear film is sticking to it still. We're going to put this panel in place like so, and make sure that it sits flush and flat with where we want it. We want to leave just a little bit of overhang. We're not doing the back side here. This is the back. So we want a little bit of overhang on the front and no overhang on the back. It looks like we're going to be pretty close here, so it looks like we can go ahead and we can get our soapy water here and drill our pilot holes, but I want to measure this up first and cut it so that it'll fit. We want as little waste as possible. Come on, stuff. But we don't want the end that's got all the little edges on it, on the glass. We want to be careful though, so that we don't, when we use our box knife, so that we don't end up scratching our plexiglass, because that's going to be visible through the glass. We want to very carefully, well, I'm going to move this up a little bit. Very staticky stuff. So we're going to go ahead and I want as little overhang on this side as possible. Come on, don't curl on me. There we go. That's what we want. We want this as smooth as we can. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I am going to cut this corner here, because that's going to be the pain in the ass. And I'm doing left-handed here, so let me get back up here. I'm actually cutting it on my bed because it's I don't have a table or anything to work with here. We want to get in there as close as we can without slicing our finger off. Just make a little slice here in the corner, very carefully. And go along the sides of our plexiglass. This blade is very dull. You want to be very careful not to nick the plexiglass in any way. Okay, we got that. And then we got. Go along with our razor blade very carefully. There we go. Make sure we got no overhang and we got no little spots that are still connected here, so that it'll just come off as one clean piece. Okay. Spot here still. Okay. Set the rest of the film aside. And you won't notice this because it's going to be stuck together. Alright. So I'm gonna go get some soapy water. But basically, this is what one of our panels is going to look like here. Just like that. It's going to be dark, like a mirror. But it's actually going to look like this. It's not going to have these in here because it's going to be tinted through. And I've got dog hair on it, unfortunately. Yeah, my dog's shedding. But kind of a complicated process, but it will work. We'll get it to work. Straighten it out. Remember, there's only one side that's sticky on this. There's only one side. So, yeah. That dog hair will also make bubbles in it. So, if you have pets, make sure that you got this stuff pretty clean and clear. Alright? But yeah, basically, this is what one panel of it is going to look like when it's on the machine. Once it's on the machine. This is actually the side that's going to be on the CPU side. So we got just like this. You can't see through it. It's dark enough you can't see through it. But you can see that it's reflective. You can actually see my, that's the skylight there. That's going all the way up to the top. You can see barely inside. You can see the computer screen there that I'm using for the recording. But then what we do is we need to get some soapy water. We got to be real careful with this stuff, because if it catches on anything, make sure you set this side down. This is the plexiglass side down, because number one, it won't slide around on the metal. Number two, if this slides around and it catches on something, then it's going to tear this, and you really don't want that, because the more tears you have, the more piecing it together you're going to have to do, and it's going to look like crap. Trust me. I've done a lot of car windows before. So let me go ahead and mix up some soapy water, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I went ahead and I found some Dawn dish soap, and I put it in my spray bottle here. Just a little bit. We just mixed it with some water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very, very carefully, now that everything's cut and everything's ready to go, I'm going to make sure what you want to do is take, I don't know if you can see this or not, but very, very carefully, there's one side of the plastic film that has a backing on it, and the other side does not. The side that's got the clear backing on it, every once in a while if you make a rough cut or something you can see it, but the adhesive is not exposed. So sometimes it helps if you use like a little piece of tape or something. So let me see if I can find a piece of tape. Here, electrical tape, that'll work. I've heard of other people using like sticky tack and stuff like that, but a little piece of tape will actually work better. I forgot about this trick. One piece of tape, stick it on one side, and another little piece of tape and stick it on the other side. That way you can separate the adhesive from the backing, or you can separate the film, the clear film, from the backing of it. And then basically all you do is just separate it like this, and it should just come apart eventually here. I don't know how sticky my tape is though. Usually try to get it on the corner. It seems to want to work out for me, but we'll get it. There we go. Okay, so this is your actual adhesive part right here. See on this edge? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to very, very carefully move this to one corner of our plexiglass, the very edge. And you don't want to fuck up on this part. You don't want to fuck up on it. Because I guarantee you, if you fuck up on this, it will not look right. Alright. So go ahead and very carefully, and it's actually sometimes better if you take a piece of tape or what have you, if you're working with tape, go ahead and stick down one side of it. I got this cockeyed here. Maybe you can see what I'm doing a little better here. Okay. Got this cockeyed, so try to bring that here. There we go. I want to make sure that it's as straight as you can possibly get it. Make sure it's straight. Make sure that the corner, very corner, is straight down. Straight across. Just like that. Okay. Very carefully, go ahead and stick it down. Very carefully. One panel pretty much ready to be the film finally trimmed down. And you see what I was talking about with the creases? This is why you don't want creases and you don't want bubbles, because if you got bubbles and creases, you're going to look like this on the inside. And you definitely don't want that because it looks bad. But I figure it's a computer tower and it's gonna have LEDs going through it anyway, so it ain't gonna look horrible. I mean, if anything, it'll look somewhat okay. You know, it'll have somewhat of a design to it. You know, but it's just I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it. And we have the other two. Keep in mind though, these are going to be on the inside, so it shouldn't show up a whole lot real bad or anything if you've got corners that are a little off, because they're going to be connected into the frame. You won't see through them, you'll see the frame on the other side of them. Be better off taking the razor blade out of this thing and using it straight. Get a little edge of it that way. Alright, let's do that. Looks like it'll work a lot better. Let me just run it along the bottom. Yeah, that's much easier. Much easier. Yep. Just a little bit over here so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Oh, you gotta move it up. Sorry about the angle of the camera, guys. I'm trying. 57 sauce here. Piggy bank that had all my money in it. Sorry, I was just eating steak, so I've got everything out still. Make sure that if you touch barbecue sauce, you wash your hands before touching this stuff. You don't want barbecue sauce in between your glass pains, do you? Okay, looks like not off by a lot, not much at all. Just run the razor blade along the bottom of the plexiglass and get off the little undesirable edges, and then you've got a flat pane. See, look at that. That's not good. I am horrible at this. Hopefully the next couple panels will be better. I may even just redo this one, actually. Okay. So this one, now that this is in place, or this is plexiglass down, I'll make sure that it is sorted out and that it's on the right side. That was one, that was two. Okay. And now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get my power drill. We'll set that there so it doesn't slide. Trying to keep it as nice as I can. But let me go get my drill. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I've got my power drill. I got a screwdriver bit in it, a very short screwdriver bit, which is easier to control for me. I want to make sure, because these are metal screws, these are self-tapping metal screws, make sure that what you're drilling into, and this is the top of the PC, so actually it needs to be flush with this. I don't care if it hangs off a little bit or in the front, because it's going to catch that other panel, but I don't want it hanging off in the back. I don't care really how it looks back here in the back, like toward here, because the power supply is going to sit here, and honestly everything else is going to be in the back. All the LED mods and everything are going to be in here. So let's get one of our self-tapping screws with metal screws. We want to make sure that what we're drilling into is metal here. So, like, say right here on the edge. I'm going to do this. Make sure our drill's going the right direction. And it's not. Okay. Because these screws will drill through the plastic and the metal here. Overhang. Oh, by the way, this has feet on it, so it shouldn't really matter too much if it hangs down a little bit. You just want to make sure that you get it straight, because if you don't get it straight, the first screw, then you're going to have other problems. Put one here. Light pressure. Chewy, stinky stuff. Now that we know where we want it, go ahead and drill in. Back that out. And it's just on the plexiglass. It's just in the plexiglass, so we want to make sure that it's backed out, and then we can actually drill it into the metal. Should have actually drilled pilot holes, but I don't have any drill bits that I can use for that are this size. that's what it's going to look like as far as the actual holding the case on. We're just going to have these little heads sticking up, probably 4 on each side, and that'll be about it. And that'll hold it in place. Try to keep them as even as I can. Keep these pieces straight as I can. That way all we got to have is a Phillips screwdriver and we can take this panel off. Or any other panel we need to take off, we can take off. Just got to be very careful of your craftsmanship here because it's going to look like shit. It already looks like shit because of the tinting job that I did, but everybody knows, accept the fact that I'll go ahead and accept the fact right now that I'm not good at tinting. So, yeah, how about that? I admitted defeat on that level. You'll be careful though, because you'll scratch it up real bad. Go. I got the second one in, so now the panel's actually in place. Then we can do the other two. But what I want to make sure of first is I want to set this on a flat surface and make sure that this overhang is not below these feet. And it doesn't look like it is, because we don't want to be setting on this. We want to be setting on these. And this is going to actually, this eventually was going to get spray painted, but since it's on the bottom I don't really care. Can't see it in the front anyway, so, well, a little bit, but there's going to be a panel there anyway, so it shouldn't matter a whole lot. And I'm just going to put 4 of them in it, so we'll find something to drill into here. Yeah, we'll drill into this. Got plenty of these little screws. About an inch, quarter inch there. Let's go right there. I'm just going to let friction do the work here since it's plexiglass. Back it out. You want it in the middle. There we go. That's what we wanted. Yeah, plexiglass lifted up a little bit, and so we ended up with plexiglass rising and then the threads not going into the middle because it hadn't tapped yet. This is what plexiglass looks like when it gets drilled. Little bitty pieces. And by the way, doing this on my bed, as I mentioned before, and those things are like fiberglass. They're fucking itchy, so I'm gonna vacuum my bed. I don't have a table though, like I say, to be able to do this on. One more of those self-tappers in this side. and then we'll go ahead and we'll start the front panel. Make sure we got something solid to drill into here. This right here. This will work. Starts wobbling like that, pull away because it's going to fall. It's off balance. Or just scratch your plexiglass. Caught the metal that time, so we just got to torque it down a little bit. Never want to torque these real tight, you'll crack your plexiglass. That's it. That's one panel replaced. I know it doesn't look great because of my tinting, but that's basically what the computer is basically going to consist of. This is the side that has the motherboard inside it, so you really won't be able to see this side because that's going to be on the other side. Now, the other two panels, one of them is going to be facing, this is the side that's going to be a pain in the ass because of these lights and all the little switches and stuff. We'll carve them out later with the Dremel tool and then put some nice buttons here. May end up getting rid of some of these because I don't know what all is on the new motherboard, but let's go ahead and make the other two panels, or three panels. Obviously this panel is not going to be sealed down. The idea that I have for it is I'm going to put a couple hinges up here in this top area, one about here and one about here, and then I'm going to put a lock and a hasp, a slot and a hasp right here so that I can close it up. But we're making progress, and that's probably a good thing. You can see through it. Well, move this camera. Let me get the camera. I'll show you how dark it is. I'll give you an idea. So basically, this is basically what we're dealing with here. Well, it's dark outside now, huh? That's the light on the other side of that panel, and the fan and all that. You can see through it on the other side. That's the reflection of the computer. Actually, here, I'll set this in here. Make sure that cable's not in the way. And I'll show you the screen here. That's how dark this plexiglass actually is. It's very dark. It's called Lemo Black, and it is a 2.5%. So that's a very, very dark glass, or very, very dark tint. And this is actually illegal on cars, in this state anyway. I'm in Kansas. I don't know what state you guys are from. It'll be a long video, but hopefully, other than a few little cuts, yeah, I was using this to clean the dust out of the case. Okay, so we got one panel built, one side. Let's do a smaller one here. This looks like this is going to be the front, I think. little bit of gap there, but we're not horrible. Push this up to here level. Yeah, I'm doing too bad here. It matches up pretty well. I may have to do something with those feet though on the bottom here, so that the feet are touching the ground, not the glass. Okay, let's take the again, plastic coating, protective coating off of our plexiglass here. And see how it's kind of not very, it's semi-transparent now. There's two sides, each with film on it like this. And this film, you remove it, it gets a little bit more transparent. And then you remove the last piece, and it is fully transparent. It's like glass. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My camera shut off for no reason. I have no idea what the deal is with it. I was removing this cellophane off of here. That's pretty easy. This is going to be the front plate, so keep in mind that we're going to have disk drives here. We're going to have buttons down here. But we're going to put the panel on and then drill the holes for everything and do the routing and stuff like that. And then we'll do our window tint. So this goes on the front panel like this. We line it up. I wish this camera had a better angle. Wider angle or something. There you go. Okay, now we can see what we're drilling into here. We want it about right there. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to let's see. Well, hell, let's go ahead and tint it anyway. I'll do the rest later. Because I don't know if I want these drives here. I think I'm probably going to use a USB disk drive or removable, and then have hard drives in here. I don't want an A drive. I'm probably going to drill out these LEDs. I'm probably put blue LED or purple LED, ultraviolet in here, and have it just shine through the glass. And then I'm probably just going to have the power button here, because one's reset, one's sleep, and one's power, but I don't know, like I say, what's on the new board. So I may end up just, you know, figuring out where exactly in the case these actually come through, or I may move them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tint on. I don't think that I want these drives exposed like this, so we're just going to do this. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and tint it. Okay, there's the front panel. A little bit messed up, but not horrible. Tolerable anyway, as far as errors in it go. Overhang. They cut it inside. Alright, so that panel is done and doesn't look horrible anyway. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mount it up to the front. Okay guys, I've got the front built and side built. Side and the front. There's a little gap there, but I'm going to fill it in with some JB Weld that's black, so it won't really make a whole lot of difference. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the build video, and thank you so much for watching. It was actually prematurely ended, and basically the camera on my battery on my camera died is what happened. And this camera is this kind of a flaky thing where basically you plug it into USB, but the entire time it's running on USB, it's actually not running on USB as a PC cam. And I was recording with XSplit, if you didn't notice, and the reflection of the actual video there on the case. If you see the reflection, it's kind of like a mirror, black mirror finish. But anyway, my camera battery died. So basically the funny thing about this camera is it's running on the battery all the time, even when it's plugged into USB. You can't charge it off the computer because you don't have enough amps. Unless you, well, there's got to be a way to do it. Maybe I just don't have enough amps in my USB hubs. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the build video, and like I said earlier in the very beginning of this video, the next build video that we're going to be doing, it may be in a while, because there was a bit of a setback. I had a tooth that was removed, and it was the wisdom tooth. It had been bugging me for about 10 years. I couldn't fully close my mouth all the way without biting into my cheek. And it actually broke off, and the nerve was exposed, and it became infected, and I ended up spending $248 of the cash money that I had saved up for the parts for the computer on that. It was kind of an emergency thing. I wouldn't have done it, and I know I was letting you guys down, but you know, it's like I said a long time ago when I started this channel, my health has to come first, guys. I'm so sorry. Really, honestly, I can't stress that enough. I mean, you guys are great, and you guys are awesome. The channel is great and awesome, and I love doing YouTube, and I love making videos for you guys, but there comes a time when you really have to weigh your situation out, and you know, if you've got the cash for something that's very important like that and it involves your health, you have to spend it on that instead of saving it up for something that is, I would say, it is important. The computer is important because of this computer that I have here, the slow laptop versus this powerful computer we're building with the 6-core in it. But it just comes down to it was an emergency and I had to spend the money. But on a good note here, I had spent about $40 on the case mod parts. The plexiglass was about $20, and then the tinting was another $20. So basically, what it came down to was I spent $40, and then I spent $248 on the tooth. I spent the $40 on the computer case, and then another $248 on the tooth. So basically, I just added $60 more to the account today. And if you guys want to help out, I mean, that option is still there, the GoFundMe account, and I'll go ahead and put a link up on the screen here, somewhere up here, so that you guys can add to that if you really want to. Nobody's donated yet. I don't expect anybody to donate to it. I would be really surprised if they did, but you never know. There might be somebody who's nice out there who has a little bit of money left to spare and wants to help out the channel. It's always worth a shot, I guess. Other than that, I'll be probably making a few more gaming videos here pretty soon. Try to keep you guys updated on the case. Keep an eye on the website because there's going to be a lot of changes to it, and there's going to be a lot of changes to the channel coming up here. I know I've got a new intro in the works that I'm building. I've got a few other things brewing. Keep an eye on the website for announcements, and I will see you all later. See awesome, stay awesome, be awesome. I'm Peaceful Soul. Thank you very much. You have a great evening, afternoon, and night. Peace out.